Hi guys, my name is Michaela, for those of you who don't know me, and welcome to Essential Oils 101. I'm super excited to talk to you today about these little bottles of plant goodness. I started using essential oils about a year ago, and I was shocked to discover all of the changes in my life once I started using them. So I'm excited to share a little bit more about them today. So we'll be talking about what essential oils are, a little bit about how they work, and why they are an amazing wellness tool that I really recommend having in your home. So I ordered this box of oils right here about a year ago, basically because I thought they would smell nice and maybe help me get rid of some bugs. That was my whole thought process. I didn't really think much more about it. I just thought it would be fun. And after I got them, I was shocked when a friend started telling me about how these little bottles can actually support my body. And I was even more shocked to learn about all the toxins lurking in my home, in my cupboards, in my personal care products, and in my cleaners. And I was excited to learn about how these little bottles could help me swap out a lot of those toxins that were in my home. So I started following a bunch of social media accounts and learning everything I could. And it actually ended up launching me down a whole wellness journey, which I was not expecting. It's actually kind of still a little bit weird for me that I'm sitting here talking to you about health and wellness, because even just a year ago, I was not who I am now at all. I didn't even eat vegetables. I paid no attention to the ingredients that were in my personal care products. Tommy, my husband, was always telling me, those lotions that you're using that you love, like, those are hurting you. They have horrible ingredients in them. But I just wouldn't listen because I loved the really potent smells they had. So, anyways, so before we get into things, just a quick disclaimer. I'm obviously not a doctor. I have no medical knowledge. I'm not here to give you personal medical advice, but Young Living does have a lot of natural health products approved by Health Canada. So I'm excited to share with you about those and what I've experienced and what friends of mine have experienced, and hopefully point you toward a bit of a healthier lifestyle. So let's get into it. What are essential oils? So basically, essential oils are the most powerful part of the plant. So they're distilled from shrubs, flowers, trees, roots, bushes, fruits, rinds, resins, and herbs. Oils consist of hundreds of different natural organic compounds that can provide support for every system in the human body, such as our circulatory system, respiratory system, muscles, bones, hormones, brain, and our immune system. So they've been used for thousands of years as beauty aids and for emotional support. Diffusing oils can help soothe a child after a tough day at school, or provide a calm atmosphere for you if you've had a stressful day at work. Oils make it really easy to start swapping out every single chemical in your home to live a pure lifestyle. And you can do it without breaking the bank, which I'm a huge fan of. So I know essential oils might seem like a weird, bit of a weird hippie thing, a little bit hard to understand. But I do believe that God created plants with all kinds of organic compounds that support the plants in doing kind of their natural plant thing. So it makes sense to me that, of course, if it's supporting the plant in that way, of course I want it to be supporting my body as well. So I know a lot of people also think essential oils are a new trend, and even though they have become a lot more popular in the last few years, it seems, they've actually been around for thousands of years. The Babylonians placed orders for cedarwood, myrrh, and cypress. The Egyptians used oils for beauty and embalming, and they actually have the oldest recorded recipe for deodorant, which includes essential oils. Anyways, so oils are mentioned all throughout the Bible, and they've been used for thousands of years. They were kind of rediscovered after World War II, and of course the science on their use grows every single year. So it takes a great deal of work to produce a tiny amount of essential oil. So it takes 60,000 rose blossoms to provide only 1 ounce of rose essential oil. Jasmine flowers must be hand-picked before the sun gets hot on the first day they open, which makes it one of the most expensive oils in the world. And it takes 8 million hand-picked blossoms to produce 2.2 pounds of oil. A sandalwood tree must be 30 years old and 30 feet high before it can be cut down for distillation. In order to be sustainable, it must be 90% dead before Young Living harvests their trees. But a little bit goes a long way. So most of these oils are about $15 to $40 per bottle. And depending on the thickness, a 5 milliliter bottle, which is this size here in the starter kit, a 5 milliliter bottle contains about 90 to 100 drops. And since you only need 1 to 2 drops per application, 1 bottle equals about 45 to 90 applications. So it is actually a lot more cost effective than the alternatives. I'm actually shocked at the prices of things like candles or even painkillers now that I have switched to using oils for most things instead. So remember, with any benefits I share for essential oils today, I am specifically talking about Young Living's essential oils. Other oils may smell nice and they may even come at a lower price point, but unfortunately you might not see the same positive effects on your body. And that's because in Canada and the US, there's no rating system on the quality of essential oils. So basically you just need to trust the company that you are getting them from. You have to know the company that you're getting them from. You have to know their values and their standards. So the reason I started buying my oils from Young Living is because they have a purity promise called Seed to Seal. Young Living is the only company that actually owns their own farms, owns or partner owns all of them. They weed the plants by hand to ensure no toxins are ever introduced. And they care extensively even for the soil that everything is planted in. They're beyond organic in their practices. And the oils run through a vigorous 8-point testing in triplicate to ensure purity, and they are tested by independent accredited labs. Young Living actually also allows people to visit their farms to see the oils being distilled. So nothing is hidden with Young Living because they have nothing to hide. And like with anything in the world of essential oils, you do get what you pay for. So I see Facebook ads all the time for companies promising a bottle of frankincense for like $7 or something crazy like that. But it actually costs more than that just to distill the oil. So if you are getting your frankincense for $7, I'm sorry to say that's a huge red flag. And I can pretty much guarantee that it's been adulterated or it's synthetic or it's been unethically sourced. So it is, of course, easy for companies to cut corners and save money. If you spray your crops with pesticides, of course, you're going to have more crops to distill. But this is actually where a lot of the controversy around essential oils comes from. Of course, suppose they are using real pure essential oils. If they spray their entire field with pesticides before distilling it, what ends up in that bottle is going to be a very concentrated amount of pesticides instead of just pure plants. So keep that in mind. So unfortunately, oils that you might see on a shelf at the grocery store or at a Bath & Body shop, these are almost always filled with toxins, fillers, and other excess ingredients. And using manipulated or synthetic oils would be kind of the same as opening your fridge, taking a glass of orange juice and diluting it 99% with artificial Kool-Aid before drinking it. Of course, you can't expect to see the same benefits from that glass of orange juice that you would see in a real freshly squeezed glass of orange juice. It's like the difference between a banana and banana flavored candy. It's just unfortunately not the same. So, of course, feel free to do the research yourself, look into as many other companies as you want, and try to find information about sourcing. But I am going to be honest with you. Young Living is the only company I've found that's able to provide answers to a lot of the questions that we really should be asking. None of these other companies have a promise like Seed to Seal. Pesticides, pollution, previously farmed land, all of these things can affect the quality of an oil. It doesn't make sense to go the extra step of using an essential oil to support your wellness if what you are using is in fact more laden with chemicals than the product you were using in the first place, perhaps. What I love about Young Living's Seed to Seal promise is that it's a promise of integrity. They have the highest standards and they care deeply about their oils. I trust them because the process is so transparent, and I feel confident that I'm taking care of myself and anyone who I choose to share these oils with, or anyone who maybe comes into my home while they're diffusing. So, and you don't need to be an aromatherapist or any kind of expert to use essential oils. There are 3 main ways to get them in your system. So the first is to inhale. You can simply open up the bottle, breathe it in, or you can add it to a diffuser and get it into the air that way. Or you can put a drop in your hand and inhale it from your hand. So this inhalation is actually the most effective way to use essential oils because the oils don't have to pass through your cells and your digestive system first. And in fact, they reach the heart, liver, and thyroid within 3 seconds of inhalation. The second way to use essential oils is topically. So our skin is our largest organ, and of course what we put on it gets taken into our system and is either stored or filtered out. This isn't new science. If you think of the nicotine patch or the birth control patch, other topical medicines, clearly if we're applying medicine this way, it means that it is in fact getting absorbed into our skin. And for years, Tommy has been telling me you shouldn't put anything on your body that you wouldn't put in your body, but unfortunately I didn't listen to him because I was too busy applying my toxic lotions and thinking it didn't matter. But what we put on our skin does matter. It gets absorbed into our bodies. So when you use an oil topically, it is a good idea to dilute it with a carrier oil. So a carrier oil is a fatty oil like coconut oil, avocado oil, even olive oil or something like that. It just dilutes the oil to slow absorption. For one thing, if it's a new oil to you, you might be just getting used to it, so it's good to be sensitive of that and see how it is with a carrier oil first. It also allows the oil to stretch further, so you might only need 1 drop of peppermint to soothe a sunburned area, but it won't stretch that far across your skin unless, of course, you mix it with some coconut oil or something. You can spread it a little bit further. And essential oils enter the bloodstream within 26 seconds of topical application. The third way to use essential oils is to ingest them. There is a lot of controversy about ingesting essential oils, but we do believe that essential oils can benefit you when taken internally if it's done with common sense. Young Living actually has the only line of essential oils approved for ingestion by Health Canada. They're called Plus oils. They come, instead of having this packaging, they have a white label on them. It is actually the same oil inside the bottle, but it needs to be labeled differently since it's for ingestion and not topical use. So of course you're going to do this with common sense, so it might just be a drop or 2 under your tongue, or you can add a few drops of an oil to a veggie capsule and take it with some carrier oil and take it that way. Again, I know it's incredibly controversial, but remember, people who have had issues with ingesting essential oils likely weren't ingesting pure essential oils, so that is something to keep in mind as well. But if you still aren't comfortable with the idea of ingesting oils, that's totally fine. Topical use and inhalation are 2 amazing ways to use them. But remember, oils are just plants, so you can feel confident using them safely. Also, if you are a little bit weirded out by essential oils and you kind of want to think twice before you put it on your body or before you ingest it, I want to encourage you to take a look at the products you have in your kitchen and bathroom right now. Every day we put products on our skin, in our bodies and breathe them in, but so many of them are actually laden with damaging chemicals. The average woman applies over 300 chemicals to her body per day through soaps, makeup, shampoo, hair care products, and 80 of those are applied just before breakfast. So the first time I heard that, I was like, that can't be true. Like, I don't even use 300 products. But remember, there can be multiple harmful chemicals in each product. So it's not that you're using 300 products, it's just that there can be up to that many chemicals in the products that you are using. So many of us think nothing of applying these products to our bodies. We assume that if it's on a shelf in a store, it's safe to use, when in fact that's not the case. But anyways, all this to say, so yes, I get that you want to think twice about using essential oils, but remember, compared to what you may already be using, these are just plants. They're not going to hurt you. When you use one of Young Living's essential oils, you're using a product with just one ingredient. So in this bottle, it's just lavender, just one thing, just what it says. So all of this may still seem a little bit overwhelming, so I'm going to quickly walk you through the easiest way to get started using essential oils in your home, and that's through the Young Living Starter Kit. This kit comes with 11 oils, the diffuser of your choice, and a few other extra goodies to get kind of introduced to the essential oil lifestyle. So let's open this kit. The first oil that comes in the kit is frankincense. This is a favorite of mine. It has a sweet, warm aroma with calming properties. It's amazing for skincare. I like to put it in my face serum for that reason. The next oil is lavender. This is the relaxation oil. Promotes feelings of calm and fights off nervous tension. It's often called the Swiss Army knife of essential oils because it has so many uses. It can help relieve joint and muscle pain, headaches. It can soothe skin after a day in the sun. It can help support digestive discomfort, reduce the appearance of blemishes, support aging skin, reduce cough and cold symptoms. Basically, it's your whole first aid kit in this little bottle. And I also recently learned that it's also anti-spasmodic, so it can be helpful for period pain as well. Since I've started diffusing lavender at night along with cedarwood essential oil, I have started to get the best sleeps ever, which is amazing. Next up is peppermint. This is a great one to use if you need a focused and calm environment. It's invigorating and refreshing. It's also great first thing in the morning if you're trying to wake up. Putting a little drop in your hand and breathing it in can be really helpful for that. It's also amazing for cooling fatigued muscles after physical activity. It can relieve joint and muscle pain, and it's soothing to skin after a day in the sun, and it reduces cough and cold symptoms. Another tip, if you ate something funny and maybe aren't feeling that great, peppermint can be very helpful for digestive support as well. Next up is purification. This one is amazing for freshening the air. It's a blend. It's a mix of citronella, lemongrass, rosemary, tea tree, and myrtle. It's a great replacement for chemical-based home fragrances, which home fragrances like either candles or wall air freshener plugins, those are one of the worst sources of toxins in people's homes. So having one like purification on hand is amazing. It's also incredible at removing unwanted odors. So you can diffuse it in your kitchen to get rid of a dinner smell. You can diffuse it in your bathroom, put a couple drops on a cotton ball and put it in your shoe. Or you can make a little spritzer out of it, spray it on linens, on your wool dryer balls, that kind of thing. Or if you add a couple drops to cut flowers, it can help keep them fresh for longer. It keeps bacteria from growing. Next up is Thieves. Thieves is Amazing support for overall wellness. It has a delicious, like vibrant cinnamon clove aroma, and we diffuse it all winter long to help us stay healthy. It's a cleansing oil, both when applied topically and when diffused. It neutralizes strong odors. Thieves also helps to reduce cough and cold symptoms, and it's the foundational ingredient in Young Living's cleaning line. So I actually diffused Thieves all winter long last winter. I had it in a roller ball, rubbed it on my spine and on my feet. I took it in capsules along with oregano, and I made it through the whole entire winter without getting sick, which was incredible. I used to pretty much get sick every time something was going around, so I was very pleasantly surprised by that. I did manage to catch something in the spring, but even that, I noticed I got over it much more quickly than most of my coworkers who had the same weird strain. And I've experienced so much more wellness since Thieves came into my life. Next up is lemon. This one is so clean and energizing and invigorating. My favorite morning diffuser blend is lemon and peppermint. Lemon is really uplifting. It can help fight the winter blues if you're stuck inside. It supports skin by reducing the appearance of aging. Just make sure you don't apply it in the morning and then go outside, because it is photosensitive, which just means sensitive to the light. It can cause you a little bit of pain if you have it directly on your skin. It also adds a wonderful boost to natural cleaning products, and my favorite thing about lemon is that it removes adhesive. So it's basically like nature's Goo Gone. If you have a stubborn sticker or label, you can use lemon to help you get rid of it. Next up is Panway. This one you can apply after exercise to help cool the skin and soothe muscles. Or you can apply it for, like, if you have neck tension from staring at a computer all day. I know I get that way after long days at work. And I also find it helpful for headaches and period pain. You may have noticed with something like ibuprofen, it can eventually lose its effectiveness, and then we find we need to take more and more of it, which is why I love something like Panway, because it doesn't give me that dependency on it. Next up is Digize. This blend has been a lifesaver for me on so many days. This is amazing for any kind of digestive discomfort. It helps with gas, bloating, indigestion, stomach pains, constipation, basically anything tummy related. If it hurts, just apply it where it hurts and it works wonders. I'm pretty sensitive to dairy, but I still eat it because I don't, like, not regularly, but if I'm like at someone's house and it's unavoidable, or if I don't know, in the summer, if there's ice cream, I still eat it. But Digize has been incredibly helpful for me in relieving the pain afterwards. So it's a blend of ginger, tarragon, and peppermint, which are plants that have been used for thousands of years to support the digestive system. Next up is RC. This one is a blend of cypress, spruce, and 3 varieties of eucalyptus. It's amazing for all things breathing. So during exercise, it can help with deeper breathing. It can provide a relaxing aroma for sleep if you are in a stuffy environment. It can also help relieve cough and cold symptoms. So it'll be like your best friend when you're not feeling your best. And actually, a lot of cough and cold medicines unfortunately suppress the symptoms and make the overall healing process a little bit longer. But with something like RC, it helps you cope with the symptoms, but also supports your overall wellness and recovery. Next up is Copaiba. This one, it's kind of funny. When I first got my kit, this was the one I never knew what to do with, but it's actually an incredible and powerful oil. So it's very calming, and it also magnifies the properties of other essential oils. So I add it to my face serum. It's good for skin on its own, but also it helps intensify all those other oils that it's with. It's also great for applying to fatigued areas. It's great for skin. It's also a favorite of moms with teething babies. And the 11th oil that comes in the kit, these 10 come in a nice little tray, but there is one more that comes underneath in the box, and that is Northern Lights Black Spruce. This is our Canadian oil. It's the only one that comes from a farm in Canada in British Columbia. It has a rich, woodsy, invigorating scent. I find it really just grounding. Smells like a forest. So it's also really amazing for skin, really grounding. A lot of people use it during meditation and that kind of thing. So that's the 11th oil that comes in the kit. So the kit comes with those 11 oils. It also comes with the diffuser of your choice. You can choose between the Dewdrop diffuser or the Desert Mist diffuser. I really like the Desert Mist diffuser because it has a variety of light settings and run times. It can run for, I think it's 3 hours, 6 hours, or 10 hours, and has different light settings. But I know some people like the Dewdrop diffuser because it is a bit more of a sleek design. It might blend into your home a little bit better. The kit also comes with 2 packets of Ningxia Red, which is Young Living's antioxidant superfood drink. It helps your body fight free radicals and gives you tons of energy. I've started drinking an ounce of it every morning and it's amazing. You also get a bottle of Thieves hand sanitizer in the kit. So like I said, Thieves oil is the foundational ingredient in the Thieves cleaning line. And you get to try out a bottle of the hand sanitizer in your kit. It is not alcohol based, but it doesn't include some of the harmful fillers that other hand sanitizers use when they eliminate alcohol. This one actually, I read this the other day, it includes just normal things like water, aloe, so it's actually moisturizing your hands instead of drying them out, and the Thieves blend of essential oils as well as peppermint. So the whole kit is $199, which is actually a really incredible deal because everything that comes in it is worth about $450. But inside the kit, you get a little bit of a deal. So I just want to get real with you for a minute and tell you the true reason I care so much about chemical-free living. I've seen the other side of this. I've seen chemical-filled lifestyles, and I want everyone to know that what you're putting on your bodies matters. I didn't believe it for years. Tommy told me for years. I ignored him. It's like I said, it's surprising to me that I'm talking about this right now because I never used to care. I literally only ordered this box because I thought it would smell nice and maybe help me get rid of some bugs. I was going to buy some off-brand oils in a 4-pack because they were cheap and I thought it would be fun, whatever. But I'm so grateful. A friend told me about Young Living and their Purity Promise and the danger of oils that have been, that are synthetic or have been made using other ingredients. So I will never judge you or if you choose to turn a blind eye and keep using the products you're using in your home. That was me for years. I wasn't ready to think about it. But I want you to know that it's not as hard as it needs to be. We can start with one product at a time, slowly ditching and switching things out of our homes. So we've all heard horror stories about chemicals found in some of the products in the US, and I think sometimes we believe that doesn't apply to us because we're safe here in Canada, but unfortunately that isn't the case. Canada's regulations are also not great. If this is something that you are curious about, I really recommend downloading the Think Dirty app and starting to look up some of the products that you are currently using. I really like that app because it will tell you it'll give it a number on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the product itself is pretty much harmless, 10 being it's full of tons of toxic ingredients. And then it'll tell you each ingredient in it and why it is harmful for you. So I definitely recommend downloading the Think Dirty app and researching what you are currently using and what you are putting on your body. So there are a lot of loopholes that companies use that allow them to include questionable ingredients. And one of them that I really want you to pay attention to is the fragrance loophole. If a product has the ingredient fragrance, that is cause for concern. They don't need to disclose the chemicals that they're using in their fragrance concoction because it's considered a trade secret. So that means they can include basically anything in there, even ingredients that would otherwise be banned. So 26 seconds after exposure, chemicals are found in measurable amounts in the human body. The average woman applies 300 chemicals to her body a day, 80 before breakfast. And of the top 10 most dangerous chemicals in our home, the number 1 is air fresheners, like wall plug-ins, candles, that kind of thing. Second on the list is cleaning supplies, drain and oven cleaners, furniture polish, dishwasher soap. Think about that. Dishwasher soap, which goes on your dishes, probably doesn't all quite get rinsed off. But all of those products, they can have chemicals lurking in them. Once I started noticing what I was using in my home, I was shocked at how many products we had that were actually negatively affecting our health. So you might be wondering what happens when your body is chemically overloaded. We might see it in something as catastrophic as a serious disease, but most of us feel it in other ways. Fatigue, inability to focus, sleep troubles, chronic inflammation, unexplained pain, skin issues, adult acne, hot flashes, stress, anxiety, fear. And often we head to the doctor or head to the drugstore and we try and use other chemicals to cover over it and to relieve those symptoms without ever trying to find the root cause. I'm obviously not dissing doctors. Please go to doctors if you need to. But I just want you to consider that there are other factors involved in this, and it's time to kick chemicals to the curb. You can't control everything you come in contact with outside of your home, but you can control what happens in your home. So I know it's overwhelming, but like I said, we can start one step at a time. I started right here with my starter kit and begin where you are now, taking things one step at a time, kicking one chemical out of my home at a time. We haven't necessarily added to our budget to do this. We've just switched where we purchase a lot of products. So now we're buying natural products instead of the products we were buying before. I want to invite you to learn about this with our team. I'm part of an amazing community of people with tons of online resources, tons of information on natural living and on essential oils. And when you sign up as a Young Living member with me, you get access to all of these resources, to this community. Plus, you get to become a Young Living member, which means you get 24% off for life. You're paying wholesale prices instead of retail prices. We have an oil for, even with the kit, you'll have an oil for almost every need. And they each have just one ingredient. Lemon is just cold pressed lemon rinds. Frankincense is tree resin steam distilled at the right temperature to make it an oil. Let us come alongside you and we will show you how to kick chemicals to the curb. I know you can do this because I'm doing it and I'm more surprised than you to see me here. So I will link down below some instructions if you do want to grab your kit today, if you want to join our team and become a part of this. I'll link the instructions and I'll put my own link for you to sign up with your kit. So one thing I just want to kind of reiterate. Oils are not a quick fix solution for everything. They're simply a wellness tool that we can use to support our bodies. And they are a way to swap out some things from your home and maybe get to the root issue of that cause. But it's not a quick fix. It's not that one oil will fix your problem forever. It's a lifestyle change. And of course, the more consistent you are with them, the better results you'll see. So I recommend putting your bottles where you can see them. Out of sight means out of mind. And we can't have that when we're creating a new habit. So I recommend putting bottles that you want in your room on your nightstand, some bottles in the bathroom medicine cabinet where you see them, some on the kitchen counter, that kind of thing, so that you see them when you need them. You don't have to get it all perfect or understand everything. You just open the bottle and breathe it in. That action alone sends all kinds of messages to the command center of your brain. As soon as your oils arrive, you get them out of that kit and you don't put them back. You join our group, you get access to our Facebook group, our education website, and our team is here to help you figure all of this out. The best way to start switching out all of the products in your home is with the Essential Rewards program. It's totally optional, but it's designed to save you money, and it's for those who use oils every day and want to start building up that natural toolkit and maybe switching out products a little more quickly. So basically, it's a monthly auto ship program. Young Living sends you the products you choose on the day you choose. You can change the products every month. You can change the price point every month. You can change the day it arrives every month. You can customize all of that. It requires a 50 PV minimum order, which means you're spending about 50 American dollars. But even just for buying your kit on Essential Rewards, you'll actually get $10 back in points and a free oil if you buy it that way, which is pretty exciting. So you'll also get points back to spend like cash on anything you want. So I get 20% back on anything I order. You also get thank you oils at 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months, and a free diffuser after 3 months of 100 PV, and another free diffuser after 9 months. So so I recently added up how much we've earned for free by being on Essential Rewards. This was a few months ago, so I'm sure it's gone up way more by now. But we had earned $650 worth of free products plus $250 in points just in the past year, and we weren't placing crazy expensive orders either. So thank you for giving me your time and watching this through. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or check out those links below if you're looking for information on how to get started yourself.